What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stochastic here on the Odd Shopper channel, coming to you with a Wednesday, my mom's birthday edition of MLB Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell goes a long way for me on this video. Goes a long way for you. That way you become apprised whenever great content is going live here at our little neck of the YouTube woods, recording a little bit later than I would want to. That's for darn sure. We're after midnight Eastern, 9 p.m. Pacific, and boy, oh boy, just a long day of baseball, just to basically break even, down a tiny bit, right around a half unit, but overall, feel really good about a lot of the reads that we ended up firing up. Ended up having a Josh H. Smith over 0.5 singles. That's a real thing. Again, trying to update some of these secondary markets because I think that there's an edge. Singles, doubles, not really in the triples because those are overinflated. You don't really see a lot of those. Plus, it's hard to keep going back to the well and know that you're going to be in a good spot at plus 2,500 for some of those guys. So maybe stay away from certain markets that, well, it's really tough. And if you don't have the bankroll or the bankroll management, you're going to run into steamroller. But Mike Lorenzen over 4.5 strikeouts, felt good about that. Last batter of the day, he ends up getting there. Adam Azur, that was a disturbing one. He ends up getting there for a half unit. But the two heartbreakers, Nathan Lukes, I mean, that was just ridiculous that they score 11 runs and didn't even happen there. And then Tyler Soderstrom, over 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs. He ends up sandwiched between Rooker and between Mr. Shea Langoliers, who ended up batting fifth today out of nowhere. And Miles Michaelis, of course, turns into Cy Michaelis. Now, if you don't follow me over on X, you're probably wondering, hey, Eric, what happened to the Cincinnati play? Well, we were able to get ourselves out of that position. I was actually able to react to the news a little bit faster than most. And so I was able to get out when Nick Lodolo was scratched. But that's the tough thing about doing this the night before, is that I can't hold your hand unless you're in the premium Discord, where I basically told you the exact phrase of how we were going to go about that, how we could potentially get ourselves out of the Cincinnati position. And, well, we had to do that as fast as humanly possible because Nick Lodolo, that was the whole emphasis of the play. And all of a sudden, we have a bullpen game on the Cincy side. So a stone cold disaster. Hopefully, some people, I mean, depending on the rules of your book, depending on how things go about there, you got it voided. But otherwise, I was able to get out of it. Hopefully, you were as well. The over ends up hitting by a mile. The White Sox just trounce my Twins. It sucks to be a Minnesota sports fan, but that is what my mom is, and I love her very much. It's her birthday. Happy birthday to her. All right. Let's get ourselves into this, shall we? I miss my mom. She's lovely. She's a nice person. Also, my hair, I tried to do a late workout because, you know, instead of hot girl summer, it's less fat boy fall. Just thought of that off the top of my head. Anyway, we've got ourselves the premium Discord, as you can see. Lovely selections. Only 2 more days. 2 more days to take advantage of promo code TailsLindy. I know a lot of you already have. It's been awesome to have some new faces. Great places, South Dakota. Great faces, great places, South Dakota. But anyway, $10 for your weekly, $25 for your monthly, just by using promo code TailsLindy. I try to make it affordable for all, and I'll let my performance speak for itself. I mean, it's been a really, really good stretch of bets over the course of the last couple weeks, last couple months. It's been amazing, and I'm glad a lot of people have been in for the ride. And then guys like Lemon Fresh coming in, dropping absolute nuclear bombs. I mean, like 7-8 leg parlays, just hitting everything. So, you know, there's a lot of other people, sharp people that are hanging in there on a day in, day out basis. My guy, B. Grebs, yeah, he's super, super sharp. He's staying in the streets, been active, and love to see it. So many great subs that are existing over there in the Lindy and Friends Discord. I feel very blessed, feel very lucky. Nobody says hashtag blessed anymore, but they do say, hey, I want to join Tails. Well, this is how you do it. You go to the link down below. There's 2 links, the one to the Discord first, and then the second one, be like Lindy, join Tails today. You can sign up for Tails yourself. Come and subscribe. Get some of my free content that I'm throwing over there from time to time on the Expert Picks page. And in addition, sign yourself up. Join Tails. Get on in the door. Would love to have you guys out there putting picks up, firing up this, a little bit of that. And you can go with this or you can go with that. We don't have time to screw around. Why am I screwing around? I don't know. Let's get to the place. Weep. Great producing, Eric. Here we are, Lindy's Leans, and let's begin our boarding walk. I'm going to have to get up early in the morning because Miami, Washington, I have a ton of interest in. Now, not a big fan of the run line, but I'm a big fan of Yuri Perez against Mitchell Parker. But some of these opening numbers are not very advantageous. Maybe some secondary markets, maybe throw out a couple of lures over in the exchanges. We have lots of ways that we can try to make money in the year of our Lord 2025. We have prediction markets. I mean, shit, Underdog started doing their prediction market as well here. So you have an opportunity to, no matter where you live, to take advantage of some of these lines and some of these money lines. But money line's a little steep here at the moment. I thought about maybe trying to take a plus money, dip my toes into the pool there. Plus, you could see a really wonky lineup from either team on a moment's notice. That's kind of the main thing here, is that neither of these teams really have anything to play for other than the future, or like, I guess, James Wood coming back to life. But Yuri Perez has been downright awesome, 204 expected batting average, but he's a fly ball pitcher. This is still a better hitter's park than what he normally pitches in. In his home ballpark, 4.04 ERA is not nearly as good as a 3.19 expected ERA. I think that there's a lot of things to mine out of this game, just not sure what it is yet. The Mets taking on Detroit in this, and man, just waiting for opening numbers took forever tonight. I mean, shit, it's after midnight Eastern. Stuff just started rolling out in props. Like, not just that, pick 'em. Sometimes you can get that out earlier, and didn't even get any of that. I mean, it was just ridiculous sitting around waiting, wishing, but I'm going to be digging right into props as soon as we get done with this for what it's worth. I do love my wife for what it's worth. We got ourselves the Metsies, and the Metsies, I'm not a huge Clay Holmes fan, but we've taken advantage of some Casey Mize demise. I didn't like it either, if we're being honest. But overall, that's kind of what we've seen. He's really good at preventing walks, but now you're starting to see a couple of the warts that existed from last season. He still has a 3.76 expected area. You take that every single time if you're a Tigers fan, but this guy was the number one pick in 2018. He has not really pitched like a number one pick at any point in his big league career. In fact, this is by far his best season. And the split finger four-seamer, been doing a decent amount of work, but he's got to set up the slurve. And if he doesn't have the slurve working, which it's really hard to know when it is or isn't, he's just got to rely on the split finger over and over and over and over to lefties. But the slurve has to work to righties. And yeah, he's had some of those weird reverse splits at times that we've talked about. Hey, man, when you're a two-pitch pony and the four-seamer, he throws it the most, but should he? I don't know. Had a really good result this season, but the split finger struggled. 316 batting average against him. It's pretty wild. But that's also the platoon advantage, I suppose, and not getting away from the reverse splits, more just normal splits. You don't care? I care. I care a lot about that stuff. Texas Rangers taking on Arizona. You don't have to care about it. You just have to hear me talk for a quick second and maybe pick up on some notes here from time to time. Corbin Carroll has not hit a home run in many a day. How about that? Great notes by me. I don't really care about stuff like that either. I hope you don't. I sure don't. It's very important. You don't care about who hit a home run yesterday or who hit a home run the next day, or I don't know. It's not stuff that matters. Also, I got to close this up. I can't watch baseball while I'm doing this, especially when I'm trying to get it done fast. We've got an interesting pitching matchup here in Arizona. Again, we get into the afternoon window after the two early games. You get Jack Leiter, who has had some better moments at times in the second half of this season, but I just don't like the stuff at all. 11% barrel percentage, 442 expected slugging. Sorry, I said that wrong. I like the stuff. The results, I don't like the hard hit. I don't like the walk rate that is just ballooned to 11.3%. Strikeouts can be there at times, and this fastball, it looks to be one of the best pitches that you could possibly imagine, and yet it really isn't inducing nearly as much swing and miss as what I was hoping for from Jack Leiter this season. I think it's kind of been the calling card for him. So you get the platoon in there for Corbin Carroll. I'm nervous about the numbers that would open, and I do have a home run play on the card. English is hard. Shohei Ohtani, under 5.5 strikeouts. Boy, oh boy. That would be controversial for a lot of the people. Oh, I don't want to play unders. I want to ladder everything and all the things. And I want to put 3 home run parlays together. I know that's everybody. Hey, man, I enjoy doing it once in a blue moon. You don't see me all the time doing it again. It's very, very rare. I did it on the right day at one point this year. But anyway, Dodgers taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates. Pirates just embarrass them today. And, Ohtani goes yard. Looked more like Ohtani-ish. But Braxton Ashcraft is damn near I just can't get behind going against him here at some of these prices as well. I mean, it's kind of the way I felt today. Pittsburgh or pass to some extent. It's really, really hard for me to look at some of the numbers that open for the Dodgers, knowing how poorly they've been playing and their bullpen issues, even like a Tanner Scott getting hit up. Oh, man. On the flip side of that, Shane Bieber, he's just being Biebs. He's really, really good, and he looks awesome. That puts Toronto like into vaulted territory. If he's going to have a, I don't know, 36.6% K rate and zero, yeah, you heard me, zero walks through his 2 starts here with the Toronto Blue Jays. What the hell? 15 strikeouts. Stuff looks electric. Boogie, woogie, woogie. It's like he never left. And Diamond. For my Aladdin fans out there, looks pretty darn good. Again, hopefully you heard or saw my analysis over on X. At least I tried to throw it out there for free. Try to always let you know. Follow me at Eric Lindquist. And then in the premium Discord, you definitely got the note that we were going to find a way out of that one or cash out for like a lost $1 or $2. Anyway, Ref Snyder 2+ hits. I think the platoon is kind of the main issue here for me. Is like, we know we're going to get the righties out there, but then we know that they have some lefties in the pen and they can kind of go flippy floppy and do whatever they want here on the Cleveland side. And they didn't end up pinch hitting Romy Gonzalez and Rob Ref Snyder last time, but Ref Snyder hits there at better than plus 300, continues to bat in that cleanup spot against lefties, or 4-5, I guess. It's him and Romy Gonzalez. Romy Gonzalez, I guess, was cleanup last time around, but the whole point is that that's a market I haven't tapped into a ton, and I really want to before the end of the year because, well, it's September. We only have so much baseball left, and I've been a pansy with that one for like 3 months. Over 8.5, we got the Angels, Kansas City. We don't really need to force anything in there. Plus, we're starting to see some cooler weather. I brought that up earlier yesterday. I thought it made for an interesting home run board with some longer odds plays in places like Houston, other spot where it's going to be more benign because there's no weather in a dome, or when they have the roof closed in spots such as Houston. But that's neither here nor there. What is here now is this Caden Dana fellow. And Caden Dana is 21 years of age. He's a baby, but 4.47 expected ERA. Haven't seen a ton of him here at the big league level. 3 innings pitched. And that was back in, April. It's like April and March, beginning of March for those 2 outings. Wasn't atrocious, but like there was a 4-seamer 53% of the time and not that good of a pitch. Slider change coming off of it. Changeup looks all right, but yeah, Vinny Pasquantino, come on down. Probably going to be on the pick'em cards again. Probably going to find a way to disappoint us, even with all the closing line value that we got on everything for everybody on Tuesday. But you know what? Coming off a 25x on Prize Picks, don't feel that bad about it. I do feel bad about PCA's demise and the fact that, I don't know, it wasn't by any reason that he hasn't been on the card for like a month. It's just fluke randomness. I think I've bet him 1 time in any category over the last month. And you know what? Probably why we're hot and why he is not, I suppose. Maybe should I start betting him again? Because, you know, other than like the first week of the season or the Japan series was, I've been on fire betting him here. But now you got Kyle Tucker dinged up. And I think there's a world where PCA takes over the 2 spot. I don't think it's likely, but I'm saying that there are going to be some iterations of this lineup against a righty as bad as Bryce Elder, where maybe they say, you know what, he's been struggling. Let's just put him up in the Kyle Tucker 2-hole spot and see what happens. Now, I think it's more likely that it goes a day off that you just got there for, what's his face? Michael Busch. He'll be leading off. And then it probably goes Ian Happ, and they probably keep PCA at least to the 5-6 spot. But you want to be reactionary to that lineup is what I'm getting at. We've got Bryce Harper. I think you're getting better than plus 400 when this number opens against Jose Quintana. Left on left doesn't sound that appealing. And Kyle Schwarber is generally the guy. I mean, he had the most home runs against left-handed pitching at one point this season. I don't know if that is still the case, but what I do know is my numbers still like Bryce Harper and some of his contact profile against Mr. Quintana. 358 xWOBA, giving up power and responsibility to all. Doesn't really strike out anybody. Boy, I want to pull the trigger on that one and feel sharp and stuff. Soderstrom, I'm still mad at you. All the closing line value in all the world. Minus 132 is a great number to get when you're sandwiched between Rooker and Shea. And Cy Michaelis, what in the effing world, bro? I don't even want to talk about this game. It was so frustrating. But just to give you a little bit of an overview, you give me my Jeffrey Springs. And you basically just get a lot of righties in that St. Louis lineup. There might be versions of it where we have a lot of strikeouts, where Jimmy Crooks is up there, Jimmy Crack Corny, and he doesn't care. Jordan Walker, Nolan Gorman, probably in like the 7-hole, 8-hole, unless they want to dust off Thomas Agassi or Garrett Hampson. I don't know. There's going to be something to mine out of this one, too. That's for sure. And God forbid it's more athletics. Matthew Liberatore on the mound. He's awful. 343 xWOBA, 465 expected slugging. his results, 4.71 expected ERA next to a 4.32 ERA. I remember when everybody was calling him the second coming. He had a really good start to his season. How's that going now? Yankees, don't be short-sighted, everybody. Yankees taking on the Houston Astros. Yankees win. They just obliterate Framber Valdez left on left. Jazz Chisholm. It was really good stuff. But we got Houston taking on them here, and I basically I don't think anything's going to be bettable here. Maybe a Jesus Sanchez hits plus runs plus RBIs, HRR, but over 9. That's looking the best at the moment. Rounding it all out, Rafael Devers leads 2 brawls. That was cool. Not if you're playing DFS and you played a lot of those other batters. I didn't, which was good. Didn't matter. Still. And I had a lot of White Sox for what it's worth. But Giants taking on the Rockies here. 2 home runs, 2 walks. Everything is in the range of outcomes. Maybe they decide to just go out and hit Zeman. He doesn't even get ejected in that game. Also, San Francisco, 70-69. There's a lot of these teams that are sitting at that 500 or just above the 500 threshold. It takes 2 weeks of getting crazy hot, and you can find a way into the wild card spot, and then you can play fluky baseball, and then you can do what Arizona did, 2 years ago? Last year. It was good times. You were Arizona. Not good times for Brandon Pfaadt this season, but it is good times in the Lindy Discord. Hey, very break even, very average day here. Down a little bit here overall, but coming off of yesterday, that being Monday, and coming off of the month of August, and coming off of July, coming off of all of summer, you're probably pretty happy. Amazing results overall, and I'm very, very proud of them. 50% off to come kick it, and it's not just me. It's a lot of other sharp people, so come kick it in that Discord. Let's get to the plays, shall we? I don't know why I did that. We've got ourselves Baltimore at San Diego to kick things off. I said I had a home run for you. I don't know if this one ends up being the droids that you're looking for. Sports books. I don't think you're going to post this opening number low enough. I really don't. Let's talk about it. We got Cade Povich and Nestor Cortez in Baltimore. I thought it was at least appealing to try to attack Yu Darvish today. I didn't end up pulling the trigger. I saw Luis Raz ends up going yard. What a time for us all to be alive in the world. And I think Baltimore's still up 5-2. That game's still going on. Oh, they're playing into the late night as well. But Cade Povich against Nestor Cortez. Starting on the Cortez side, 512 expected slugging, not good. 370 xWOBA, not very good. 19.3% K rate, meh. 12% walk rate, meh. He had a really good start against the Dodgers. Again, you know Nestor Cortez is going to round into some type of form, and all they care about is having him be somewhat intact as a lefty option when it comes to October. Whether they're in a wild card spot or not, it doesn't matter. Everybody has a chance as long as you chip in a chair, friends. Chip in a chair. Not that Nestor Cortez is going to start like a 2 or 3 game series. I would be very shocked to such things. But the Dylan Cease experience has been a wild one, that's for sure. He's really good, though. Cade Povich on the other side is the guy that we're going to attack. So Cade Povich is one of those guys who does have strikeout stuff, but he must pay for his sins. He strikes out lefties at a pretty ridiculous clip, but against lefties and righties, giving up power. In fact, check this out. 160 ISO allowed to righties. That's, middle of the road, actually pretty good, I think, for a lefty coming out there, especially one that has a 23.4% K rate against righties. But it's a 255 expected ISO with a 14-degree launch angle. And why, friends, might that be the case? Plays his home games in Baltimore, where it is very good. I've yelled this from the rooftops for years. It is so much better to be a lefty starter in Baltimore than it is to be a righty starter in Baltimore. Righty power dies in Baltimore. Now, they did move that fence in a little bit. The data over on Baseball Savant isn't as bad as it used to be, but the fact remains the expected numbers are ridiculous. And if you go over to Baseball Savant and you run a 3-year rolling average, well, 2-year rolling average 2 years ago, it was ridiculous. We talked about Petco ad nauseum. Now, it's been muted quite a bit this year, but still, over the course of the last 3-year rolling average for right-handed bats, number 5. Petco is number 5. Petco. I don't find that to be crazy. Like, I don't want to nuke the data there because it is sitting down there with an 89 on Baseball Savant, now sitting a little bit lower for righty power than what it was last year where it was nuclear. And part of that is the demise of Fernando Tatis because it compares players playing there to players playing at other ballparks. You don't care about all this stuff. I'm a stat nerd. I love stuff like this. But here's what I love. Hitting home runs. I haven't done it for a second. So we're going to Manny Machado, the main brain, insane in the membrane. Manny Machado, 254 expected ISO against lefties, 15.5 degree launch angle, 94 average exit velocity, and 10 home runs against them this season. In fact, Fernando Tatis only has 2 homers against left-handed pitching this year. That's the main reason that you're seeing some of that dip off. A leadoff hitter, baseball savant. Yeah, that's going to curtail the results. And Ramon Laureano, I want to give him the silver medal in this regard, but a lot easier for me to project Manny Machado because I know exactly where he's going to be in this lineup. And I know exactly what he's going to do. I'll hit a ball high and far for us. Plus 315 or better. I think we might get closer to that upper region of 400. I'd be shocked to get more than that. Afternoon in San Diego. I want to repeat that too. It is going to start cooling down a little bit in Southern California, but for the time being, really good spot. Oh, God, we're at 21 minutes. I better get going. I love my wife. Seattle taking on Tampa Bay. George Kirby taking on Adrian Hauser. Now, this one, I did not see coming because I am a noted George Kirby. I'm not a hater. The word is not hater, but I'm not as high as the market is on George Kirby. But there's a couple of different things going on with this one. First off, you're looking at back-to-back losses. Seattle's going to roll out 18. There's just no doubt in my mind against Adrian Hauser. They're rolling out the Bomba squad. I missed that squad for my Twins, but they're going to roll out the main guys here. And Adrian Hauser on the other side, 47% hard hit, 273 expected batting average, sub 17% K rate. And my biggie, 2.85 ERA next to a 4.23 expected ERA. His numbers have been so fluky, so lucky to get by with some of this crap that he's putting out there. Again, 4.23 expected ERA isn't horrendous by any means, but he put that next to a 2.85 ERA. He is pitching way above his head, way above his metrics, although the barrel percentage, very important in a AAA ballpark like you get down there in Tampa Bay, that you somehow, some way find ways to just grind it out, be successful, be a pitcher. It's like those golfers that, one and done. They don't exist as much anymore because, well, we have guys like, I don't know, Scotty Scheffler's pretty good at golf. But George Kirby, here we go. He's giving up more hard contact than I'd like. I'm not going to be immune from potentially taking a shot on Brandon Lau, on Josh Lowe, on Tristan Gray, who's somebody that randomly, based on his last 10, is actually popping for me. So that's a really weird one. Probably won't get as weird as Jake Mangum or anything of that nature. And obviously Junior Caminero, I thought he was just completely unbettable today. So of course he just goes yard immediately. Goodbye. But I love the first 5 in isolating. I ended up playing this inside of minus 140. It was minus 140, pretty available over on DraftKings Onyx. Minus 150 or better is where I have the break-even price on Kirby versus Hauser. A lot of it is the expected numbers and just the difference that we've got between them. I don't think that the market is giving George Kirby enough respect here, and I have never said that in my life. 3.94 ERA next to a 3.87 expected ERA for him. Yeah, I think Seattle's going to do everything they can to avoid this sweep now. Does that mean a quick hook? I doubt it. George Kirby, they're going to need some length out of him, but Adrian Hauser must pay for his sins. All right, we're going to make this sub 25 minutes. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. As we talked about the White Sox, Minnesota, actually, we're not going to make it sub 25. I'm just going to keep talking because I have to give the analysis for this one. It's getting a lot. It's getting a lot cooler over in Minnesota today. 63, 64 degrees we're looking at for like highs. So why do I like the over again? Well, let me tell you the ways. Number one, we just got done covering how bad both these bullpens are. And boy, oh boy, my Minnesota pen, now that they've sent off Duran, now that they've sent off Griffin Jacks, not that Duran would have pitched on a game they were down 9-3 in, but you get the whole point is that this bullpen, it's different than it once was. Guys who were 3rd, 4th, 5th in the bullpen are now, well, I guess 4th, 5th, 6th in the bullpen, or now you're 1, 2, 3 guys, and now you're getting to mix and match and do whatever else. And Zebby Matthews, overall, he's had really good strikeout stuff. He's been kind of the strikeout du jour for a lot of people. I'm sure in DFS he's going to look all right for tomorrow. But you know what else? He's a 10.5% barrel percentage, 334 xWOBA, and the biggie for me. When you have guys like Corey Lee higher in the lineup, Edgar Quero higher in the lineup, Chase Mydra, Andrew Benintendi, Lennon Stosa has been in the 2-hole repeatedly, Kyle Teal, another catcher option that's been high up in the lineup, Mike Tauchman usually leaning off, Curtis Mead. None of these guys have over a 23% K rate. That's wild. Now, Colson Montgomery does, but he's good. Brooks Baldwin does, but he hits the ball hard and is fast as F. I don't see as many strikeouts here. So if the ball gets put in play, you got Sammy Matthews and Gomez. He has to deal with this same lefties that didn't really do anything today. And Cody Clemens, Matt Wallner and such. Trevor Larnach did hit a double. Royce Lewis had a day off. Brooks Lee, day off. Keishel, day off. You're going to get more of their A lineup. Over 8.5, minus 125 or better there. If it's at 9, you could play it at even money if you really, really wanted to. But I doubt it will get to that point. Get yourself the over 8.5. Get yourself a little bit of popcorn, and let's have ourselves a nice Wednesday, shall we? All right. Be Like Lindy, join Tales today. We talked about that. We also have one more day, and obviously Friday, NFL Lindy's will be starting up here. We'll be talking about the ins and outs of that one. Lofty should be firing up his video here on Wednesday. Had an awesome preseason. I know Lofty did. Hopefully you enjoyed his content there. I think you'll really enjoy his game-by-game breakdowns. And Friday, I'm going to put it all together, put a bow on it, and cover everything with all of the injuries updated, all of the reporting, and then head into the freaking weekend, baby. It's going to be beautiful stuff. We're not going to sing that song. He got canceled. And that does it for another edition of MLB Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Head to the comment section below. Let me know your favorite plays that exist on the board for this lovely slate on Wednesday. Just tail Lemon Fresh, tail Shay, tail everybody else in my premium Discord as well. Hey, I've been doing really, really great. I'm just going to keep putting steady results together. I can't guarantee plus 2,400 parlay hits like we had with the prize pick card for everybody there. And then I want to win them every single day. Put $1 and get a car. Put $1 and get a car. But 0 for 8, my last 8 home runs. That is not like me. Still up over 35 units on the season. Still up over 17 units on, what is it? Lindy's Long Balls. Had to think of the name. Also, the short will be back for you tomorrow. Until then, friends, I'm Eric Lindquist. I got to hit the button. Best of luck in the MLB streets on Wednesday. See you Thursday.